I got an attitude about the story because somebody else's moment was hijacked. When you woke up in the morning, when all of us woke up in the morning, the story was not how great Versus was. The story was not, ooh, that was a Versus for the history books. The story was not, ooh, Versus was so good. The story is Tamar Braxton, Cash Money No Limit Versus. That, I think that did a disservice to the whole thing. Hijacked somebody else's, now I'm not implying that it was intentional. Somebody else's moment was hijacked. The next morning, none of the stories related to Versus should have had anything to do with the Tamar Braxton. First thing.
So what is...
It started with a single spectral image, a ghost of a moment captured in the dead of night. One blurry late-night picture, a digital whisper posted to DaBrat's story. It lived for less than 60 seconds before it was violently snatched down. But that was more than enough time. Enough to launch a torpedo directly into the heart of the entire Braxton world. At first, the internet was in denial. A throwback? No, the light was too sharp, the mood too electric. A prank? No, the silence that followed was too deafening. But the real ones, the ones who zoomed in, who recognized the notorious heavy-shouldered silhouette and the way the other figure's hand was placed, those people didn't debate. They knew. This wasn't just a picture. This was an IED, an improvised explosive device of truth. The moment Toni Braxton saw it, the air was sucked out of her world. She didn't scream. She just froze. Her entire reality tilted, a silent, agonizing shift as every single meticulously buried secret clawed its way back to the surface, dripping with public scrutiny. Because standing in that illicit, compromised frame were two people whose orbits should never have collided, two people who were never meant to share that specific damning intimacy. Birdman and Tamar Braxton. And the puppet master who pulled the pin, the one who executed the strategic, merciless strike? DaBrat, the ultimate insider, the last person anyone expected to blow up the family fortress. But the core mystery isn't the betrayal itself. The real poison is the motive. Why did DaBrat sign the eviction notice on Toni's privacy? Why now? Why at this specific moment of fragile peace? And what hellish, unseen drama unfolded behind closed doors that pushed her to deliver a public humiliation so profound the Braxton name would forever be scarred? Tonight, we're not just going in, we're ripping the lid off the vault.
Tamar, girl, why are you wiping the sweat off of Birdman's head like that, sis? Now, as a married woman, I think I can grab the mic real quick and speak on this, because even though it may, like, she may be innocently doing it, girl, no, you don't do that. Like, the man's been performing on stage all this time and he don't need you wiping the sweat off his head. Now, I'm hoping it was just like a gesture, but girl, y'all are all performers. Like,
The chaos didn't start with the picture. It actually started weeks earlier, quietly, secretly, like a storm nobody saw building. Toni had been acting different, distant, fragile in a way that scared even her sisters. Every family gathering, every phone call, every moment around the dinner table, she kept drifting off, zoning out, staring at her phone like she was waiting for a message she didn't want to read. Tamar noticed it first. She asked, "Toni, what's wrong? Why you keep looking like you want to cry and fight at the same time?" Toni brushed it off, forcing a little smile. "Nothing, Tay, just tired." But it wasn't just tiredness. Something was breaking inside her, slowly, painfully. Because weeks before DaBrat posted that picture, Toni had already received a private message, an anonymous one, with the exact same photo. No caption, no explanation, just the picture. She ignored it, deleted it, tried to pretend it wasn't real. But deep down, her heart knew something was wrong. Something had happened. And DaBrat knew the truth. Toni Braxton is known for her strength, the quiet kind. The kind that hides pain behind a soft voice and a perfect smile. But this time, she couldn't hide. Late at night, she sat on her bed staring at her phone. The picture burned into her mind. Her chest felt tight, her hands trembling. The questions haunted her. Why would Tamar? How long has this been going on? Is Birdman lying? Who sent this to me? Why now? She couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep. And performing? It became almost impossible. She'd go on stage in front of thousands, the light shining down on her, her audience cheering her name. But all she could think about was that picture, that betrayal, that shadow hanging over her. A few times, she broke down backstage after shows, quietly crying into her hands, whispering to herself, "God, please let it not be true. Please let it be a misunderstanding. Please, not her."
Do I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my
So
thing,
how would I
I know
give
where
it
you
to
live because I put down your down payment.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit.
Because Tamar wasn't just a sister. She was Toni's baby, her heart, her mirror, her protector and her weakness at the same time. The thought of Tamar and Birdman, even for a moment, felt like a knife twisting in her chest. The Braxton family has survived cheating scandals, marriages falling apart, financial issues, and emotional breakdowns. But this shook everyone differently.
Toni Braxton?
Toni Braxton, I got you on
Toni
the phone.
Braxton. No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Toni Braxton.
I want it on
No,
record.
I want it on national television.
You want to say I don't have your back?
You didn't have my back
Lord
when it
Jesus,
came to
give
y'all.
me-
Tawanda was the first to confront Toni privately. She walked into Toni's house, sat beside her, and whispered, "Toni, whatever it is, you don't have to go through it alone. We're your sisters. Talk to us." Toni tried to hold it in, but the tears came anyway. Quiet, slow, heartbreaking tears. Tawanda hugged her, rubbing her back in slow circles.
Tawanda, baby, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you looked the other way. She's super sneaky, clever, and crafty.
Like she used to when they were kids. Then came Trina and Tracy, both confused, both emotional, both wanting answers they weren't sure they were ready to hear.
Don't be looking like that, you snake-ass son of a gun. You're a snake, and you like controversy, and you like all of that. So why would you do that?
But Tamar was the wild card. When she came into the room, Toni's heart dropped. She couldn't even look her in the eyes.
Brat and Tamar worked on Destination. They became close, they became friends, whatever. So if you know, the Braxtons came out last week, and Tawanda stated that Tamar slept with Toni's ex, yada yada yada. There was a versus last weekend. Tamar was on stage with Birdman, wiping off his sweat, stopping him from drinking, getting drunk, whatever. Now it's going around that Tamar and Birdman dated back in 2003, and now we know that Toni and Birdman are married.
Tamar, unaware, jokingly said, "Why everybody look like somebody died? I ain't got time today." But the moment she saw Toni's face, her smile faded. "Toni, what happened? Who hurt you?" Toni couldn't speak. Her lips trembled. Her breath shook. And that was the moment Tamar realized something was being kept from her. Something big. DaBrat, meanwhile, had been quietly watching everything unfold. She was close to Tamar, close enough to know the behind-the-scenes drama, close enough to see the secrets nobody else knew, and close enough to reach her breaking point. When DaBrat posted the picture, even for 60 seconds, the internet exploded. Blogs went wild, Twitter started trending, fans were arguing nonstop. Is that Tamar with Birdman? Why would DaBrat post this? Toni doesn't deserve this. Tamar would never do that. Birdman messy for this. The Braxton fan base split into two. The ones blaming Tamar, the ones accusing DaBrat of stirring drama, and the ones saying Toni deserved to know the truth. YouTubers started making hour-long breakdowns. TikTokers made theories. Instagram pages posted old interviews, body language analysis, and shady captions like, "The truth always comes out," even in a flash photo. And all the while, Tamar was confused. She had no idea what picture everyone was talking about. No idea why DaBrat would post something like that. No idea why Toni wasn't picking up her calls. The entire world was reacting, and Tamar was the only one left in the dark. The turning point came when Tamar drove straight to Toni's house, unannounced, determined to get answers. She found Toni sitting at the dining room table, staring at nothing. "Toni, talk to me. What is going on? Why everybody acting weird? Why are people online dragging me for something I don't even know about?" Toni looked at her with pain, anger, and heartbreak swirling in her eyes. She slid her phone across the table. "Tamar, what is this?" Tamar picked up the phone. She stared at the picture. Her eyes widened. Her breath caught. She almost dropped the phone. "Toni, this is not what it looks like. I swear to God, this is not..." But Toni cut her off. "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't anybody tell me?" Tamar shook her head, struggling to speak. Toni, listen to me. Someone set this up. Someone wants us to fight. You have to believe me. Before Toni could answer, DaBrat walked into the room. She didn't knock. She didn't hesitate. Because I got tired of watching Toni suffer and being lied to. That's why I posted it. The room froze. Tamar turned to DaBrat, her voice shaking. Why would you do that to me? You know that ain't what it looks like. DaBrat sighed, her voice raw, honest, and emotional. Because, Tamar, you've been hiding things, and Toni deserved the truth, even if it hurt. Toni whispered, so you posted it to protect me? DaBrat nodded. Tamar shook her head violently. Protect you? You just blew up our whole family. You don't fix things by destroying them. And that's when DaBrat said the words that shifted the entire atmosphere. Toni, you should tell her what's been happening. She doesn't even know what you've been going through. Toni's shoulders dropped, her voice cracked. Tamar, I thought you betrayed me. I've been carrying this alone, hurting alone, thinking you and Birdman. Tamar's eyes filled with tears instantly. Toni, never in my life would I do that to you. Not you, not ever. And for the first time in weeks, Toni felt something she'd forgotten. Relief. Later that night, after hours of talking, crying, explaining, and finally understanding the truth, Toni and Tamar sat on the couch together. No cameras, no social media, no outside noise. Just two sisters, broken but healing. Toni whispered, I'm sorry I doubted you. I was hurting so much. Tamar held her hand. And I'm sorry you had to deal with that hurt alone. You should have told me, Toni. We're sisters. Even when we fight, we don't fall apart. DaBrat apologized too, explaining her intentions, her fears, her loyalty to both sisters, even if her method was messy. And for the first time in a long time, the room felt warm again. Toni breathed deeply, the pain releasing from her chest. She said softly, family is messy, but it's ours, and we keep moving. Together. At the end of the day, this wasn't a story about betrayal. It was a story about fear. Fear of losing love, fear of losing trust, fear of losing the people that matter the most. But it was also a story about healing, about speaking the truth, about coming together after almost falling apart. Toni learned that silence doesn't heal wounds. Sharing pain does. Tamar learned that even when the world turns on you, family can still choose you. DaBrat learned that protecting someone requires honesty, not shock posts. And the world learned one thing. The Braxton bond bends, but it never breaks. If you believe in family, forgiveness, and second chances, drop a heart in the comments. If this story touched you, send your prayers and thoughts below. Every word matters. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that speak to the soul. And remind us that behind every headline, there's a heart.